Darkrai is one of the most controversial Pokemon added to Pokémon Sleep. You might say it's kind of a nightmare. Regardless of how you may feel about it, you may still wonder about it every time it shows up. Is it good? When is it good? And is it worth it? I poked around, and I'm not seeing any guides that break things down in a way that I would like to hear it, so here we are. And while there's plenty to talk about with Darkrai, I'd like to focus on some of the main questions, like what are the best subskills and ingredients? Should you use silver seeds on the subskills? When should you use the Eureka seeds on the subskills versus the ingredients? And how hard should you go after the Eureka seeds? If you have questions about Darkrai that we don't address today, be sure and leave them in the comments. I can always get back to researching, and maybe we can do a Darkrai FAQ follow-up video in the future. And on that note, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And when we're done talking Darkrai, we'll conduct my Saturday night sleep session for the first week of the Amber Canyon debut event. Maybe we'll have some YouTuber luck. I doubt it. Please note that what you're going to be able to learn about Darkrai in a matter of minutes here is something that I spent hours preparing. So if you find this information useful, please show some respect by clicking like on the video, by hyping the video, whatever that means. Or since this video is going to come out relatively close to Thanksgiving, maybe you could jump down into the comments and leave a thank you. And if you do that, there's a win-win happening. It not only helps my channel, but expressing gratitude makes you a better person. So in advance, you're welcome. Seriously though, all the clicks, all the taps, it helps the channel succeed, and that means a lot to me. And thank you for taking time out of your day to tune in to my channel. Sorry for getting all sappy. There is no time to cry here, only time to Darkrai. Darkrai is unlike any Pokemon in Pokémon Sleep. First of all, it is an all specialist. It has 2 berries like a berry specialist, its A ingredient slot has 2 ingredients like an ingredient specialist, and it has a unique and strong main skill. Of course, I've offered my opinion in the past that Darkrai is probably not worth sprinting toward, and yes, I have even used Darkrai candy in the Cram-O-Matic, but that isn't because of Darkrai's potential. If built right, it is one of the strongest Pokemon in the game. It has more to do with Darkrai's price. Is expensive. Darkrai needs 25 points to be befriended or to be re-befriended to get a Eureka seed, which is good for 1 subskill or 1 ingredient slot, or re-attempting to unlock a different subskill or ingredient in the slot that you used. But 25 friendship points, that's 5 Ultra Biscuits, 9 Great Biscuits, or 25 Poke Biscuits, or some combination of those. Those same biscuits could get you 5 Pokemon at a minimum, and taking more shots at more Pokemon is what gives you more of an opportunity to progress in this game, especially considering that Eureka seed might not do anything for you. As you start actually getting a good Darkrai, and we'll talk about what a good Darkrai looks like in just a second, maybe the Eureka seeds become more valuable to you at some point. If it's your first time seeing Darkrai, please know that it will come back. I see it at least once a month during the new moon events, during which it has a chance to show up, but the longer you go without seeing Darkrai, the more likely it is to actually show up, kind of like a pity proc on a skill trigger. This is your pity Darkrai spawn. And I would suggest not using a Master Biscuit on Darkrai. Also, I would just suggest not buying Master Biscuits, really. Maybe you can use them on Cresselia. You will recruit Darkrai eventually, and even when you do recruit it, it's probably not in your best interest to use it right away. Now, as I mentioned, every time you fill up Darkrai's friendship levels, you're going to obtain a Eureka seed. You don't ever actually recruit an additional Darkrai like you do with other Pokemon, and I guess that means that Darkrai climbs out of your box, which is kind of weird. Eureka seeds allow you to unlock or re-roll subskills or ingredient slots. At the time of recording, there are only Eureka seeds for Darkrai. It's DIY Darkrai. DRKY. And please note that when you reattempt or re-roll one of those subskill or ingredient slots, you will have the option to use what you gained when you re-rolled or to stick with what you already had. Relatively recently, Pokémon Sleep made a change. Every time Darkrai appears, you will get 3 friendship points closer to befriending it without using any biscuits. It's like getting a free Great Biscuit on Darkrai. But now that this change is in place, that means that even if you never feed Darkrai biscuits, eventually you're going to get a Eureka seed, and eventually you'll get another one and another one, as long as you're playing the game during new moon events. Now, this doesn't alter my personal strategy. I'm still planning on only dropping biscuits on Darkrai when he shows up hungry in case it mega hits, but since I'm guaranteed to get Eureka seeds over time just by playing the game now, I figured I should wrap my head a little bit more around Darkrai. So that's why we're here. At the time of recording, I've seen Darkrai a total of 9 times. 9 times? Once during the Cresselia event, and then 8 other times during the previous 6 New Moon Day events. Darkrai has been hungry 0 times, so it has gotten 0 biscuits from me. He's probably not hungry because some of you have been feeding him. Another cost factor for Darkrai is that it requires more candies and dream shards to level up than any other Pokemon in the game. I guess we should note that you can convert a Eureka seed into 40 Darkrai candy, but don't do that until you've locked in your perfect subskills and ingredient spreads. Although its candy is very rare, you will be getting it during the New Moon Day events as people on your friends list see Darkrai, and every time it spawns you're going to get at least 11 candy. Plus, when you're ready to actually use Darkrai, you can save up your handy candies for it. Generally speaking, we should treat Darkrai just like any other Pokemon in the game. If you catch a Pokemon that's good or will be very good at its job by level 50, it's worth investing in. In the case of Darkrai, because it starts with no subskills, it's not worth investing in right away. It starts off as what would be a bad investment, and depending on what subskills you roll, could become better and more useful. But I'd suggest not using it on your team until it's good or great. I'm thinking you want at least 2 or 3 good things, and funnily enough, it doesn't have a nature, so those 3 good things are going to have to come from 3 subskills. So what is a good Darkrai build given that it is an all specialist? There are a couple of angles we need to look at, and first, a disclaimer, we're going to evaluate Darkrai with 0 helping bonus stacks. That means we're going to look at Darkrai as an individual performer on your team. Realistically, how good or impactful helping bonus is really depends on the other Pokemon that you're running it with, and you're out there, so obviously I won't be able to assess that for you. That said, if you get helping bonus as one of your subskills, my recommendation is don't re-roll that. We're going to actually start with favorite berry scenarios. Darkrai has the Wiki Berry, I think. I didn't look it up, so that's just, hopefully I got it right in my memory. And there's some nuances about what subskills you want with Darkrai when favorite berry is present versus when it's not, because berry finding S is more impactful when favorite berry is accounted for. So if you were to use Eureka seeds and no other resources, and Snorlax has favorite berry, the best subskill you could unlock is berry finding S. At level 25 you would want to unlock helping speed M, and at level 50 you'd want to unlock helping speed S. Pretty simple so far, right? Well, everything changes as soon as we put 1 gold seed into the mix. At level 10, if you already have 1 gold seed, you would be better off having skill level up M as the subskill. Now the chances of you catching a Darkrai that's level 10, I actually don't know. I assume that that's possible because newer players have level caps and stuff. So that's why we're covering it, but most of you watching this video are not gonna be having a level 10 Darkrai. Anyway, with that 1 gold seed in play, at level 25, you actually don't want helping speed M, rather you want skill level up M, but when you get to 50, helping speed M would be the most impactful thing. Now what about with 2 gold seeds? That would make your base main skill level 3. At level 10 you would want skill level up M. At level 25 the best subskills you could have would be skill level up M and skill level up S, but by level 30 berry finding S is still better than skill level up S. Now with 3 gold seeds, skill level up M is still the best at level 10, but at level 25 you would want to pair skill level up M with skill trigger M. Because you'd be triggering at main skill level 6, you're better off triggering more skills than taking advantage of favorite berry. The same applies to when you have 4 gold seeds invested in a Darkrai. And from 1 gold seed to 4, by level 50, berry finding S, skill level up M, and helping speed M are your best combination. I say by level 50 because just like we saw in our example with 2 gold seeds, where berry finding S is more valuable at level 30 than it is at level 25, there's a breakpoint at which berry finding S is more valuable than the main skill levels. And with 2 gold seeds, it's actually probably not at level 30, it's somewhere between 25 and 30. And it was going to take way too long to actually go get all those levels, and I figure you're not going to actually build a Darkrai to be like, oh, well, I wanted at level 26 to change its subskill to this. Like, you're just going to be rolling and hoping for the best. You're not going to be micro editing your Darkrai along the way. Anyway, with 3 gold seeds, I would estimate that that breakpoint is somewhere between levels 30 and 40. With 4 gold seeds, that breakpoint is somewhere between 35 and 45. And now let's talk about 5 gold seed Darkrai. Again, remember, all of this is with favorite berry. This is where we see a shift at level 10. If you are already triggering at main skill level 6 because of 5 gold seeds, the best subskill you could have in that 10 slot is actually skill trigger M. At level 25, you would still want skill level up M or S to give you that 7th main skill level, but by 50, Berry Finding S is back into play. You'd want Berry Finding S, Helping Speed M, but not the skill level up at this point. You would want skill trigger M. And finally, with 6 gold seeds, you want skill trigger M at level 10, at 25, skill trigger M and Helping Speed M, and at level 50 you still want to add Berry Finding S to that mix. Now let's shift our attention to non-favorite berries. Without favorite berry being a consideration, with 0 gold seeds, you want skill level up M at level 10 and skill level up M and S at level 25. But by 50, somewhere between 25 and 50, Berry Finding overtakes that low main skill level, and you'd be best off having Berry Finding S, skill level up M, and Helping Speed M. And that is your best combination of subskills when you've used 1 gold seed or when you've used 2 gold seeds. But once you get to 3 gold seeds without favorite berry, you're better off having skill trigger M than having the extra 2 main skill levels. Now at level 25, you still want those 2 more main skill levels to come back, but for 4 and 5 gold seeds, you want skill trigger M and skill level up at level 25. At level 50, from 0 to 4 main skill seeds, that Berry Finding S, skill level up M, and Helping Speed M reigns supreme. But as soon as you get to that 5th gold seed, you're better off having skill trigger M at 50 than a skill level up. Assuming that you were planning to invest a Darkrai, you're going to use the main skill seeds eventually, so assuming you used all 6 gold seeds, what is the ultimate Darkrai build? What would you want in all 5 of those slots? And while with the gold seeds invested, skill trigger M is stronger than Berry Finding S in some circumstances. If you get Berry Finding S on Darkrai, you should not be re-rolling that. The only thing that I might consider re-rolling that's part of that ultimate plan would be if I got Helping Speed M and S both before level 50, I might consider re-rolling Helping Speed S and then trying to re-roll for it again later, like at level 100. As far as the silver seeds go with Darkrai, I've heard the recommendations not to use them. The argument is, what if you could re-roll and you could have gotten with a Eureka seed something that you got with a silver seed? I disagree. For premium pass players, I disagree. If you're free to play, I don't know how much any of this really applies to you, to be honest. Darkrai is kind of a premium whale Pokemon. I don't know if we could realistically make you a guide, but if you can get at least 1 silver seed per month from the premium shop, you're going to get those silver seeds way more often than you're going to get Eureka seeds. And so if you get Helping Speed S or Skill Trigger S, I think you use the silver seed on it. Now you don't have to use it immediately. You can use it when you have extra silver seeds, and as long as bag space isn't an issue, you can hold on to your Eureka seeds until you're ready to do a bunch of Eureka rolling. But I think you're better off locking in those skills if you can get them, because there are so many skills that you might be getting otherwise. That said, I would not recommend using a silver seed on Darkrai unless you can guarantee it's going to hit one of those subskills. Otherwise, you're definitely better off re-rolling another subskill to get rid of something that you don't want to be silver seeding on Darkrai. So like if I had skill level up S, I would not be using a silver seed, because in the long run, you're going to want to re-roll that and use gold seeds. Now, let's talk about when to use those gold seeds. My advice, again, comes back to treat Darkrai like any other Pokemon. Would you invest gold seeds in a skill specialist that didn't have at least skill trigger M? So why would you put gold seeds on a Darkrai that doesn't have that? Not to mention that you might roll skill level up M or S, and I would say that that's a subskill you would want to keep while you reroll other subskills in case it makes your Darkrai more usable sooner. Now, on the topic of rolling and re-rolling for subskills and ingredients, I would recommend that your first 3 Eureka seeds go to level 10, level 25, and level 50 subskills. Get them unlocked. Then you go back to 10, and if it's not already, skill level up M, berry finding S, skill level up S, skill trigger M or S, or helping speed M or S. You keep re-rolling at 10 until you get one of those. Then, when you've got one of them, you re-roll 25 until it's one of those, and then the same for 50. The reason to get them all unlocked first is because if you get subskills that are bad, you can prevent yourself from rolling the bad ones you got at 25 and 50, for example, while you're re-rolling 10. There's just less options in the pool for the game to choose from. And if you roll skill level up M or S, I would say leave those in place until you've got 2 other subskills that you need, and then go back to re-roll that one. But also don't go back and re-roll that one until you have the gold seeds that you want to use ready. Because in that scenario, you're re-rolling for a great Darkrai because you already have a very good Darkrai. Now, you've probably noticed that we've talked a lot about Darkrai and not really mentioned ingredients all that much. Ingredient Finder S and M are not subskills that you really want to see on a Darkrai, at least in terms of building it for strength. Maybe you have a very niche scenario that you want to go for, in which case, why are you watching this video? The question that I wanted to know is, can Darkrai be a mono ingredient specialist of any particular ingredient and do really well? It is an all specialist after all, so it should be pretty good at ingredients. Well, to assess this, I used our friend's Rainanix, and looking at Darkrai as a mono specialist of all of its possible ingredients at level 60, how does it compare to other ingredient specialists and other Pokemon in the game generally? So, starting with apples, Darkrai is worse than every ingredient specialist except for a mono apple Fuecoco. For fiery herb, Darkrai is exactly as good as Dratini mono herb. And would you leave your Dratini unevolved? Probably not. Also, credit where credit is due, Darkrai is better than Vibrava, which reinforces my opinion that the Flygon line is kinda not great. More on that later in the video. For bean sausage, Darkrai is worse than ABB Stuffle, but it is better than mono Charmander. For honey, Darkrai is a little worse than AXC Vikavolt, and it is slightly better than mono Bulbasaur. For soybean, Darkrai is as good as AXC Flygon, and it is decently worse than ABB Pupitar. For greengrass corn, it is a little bit worse than ABB Mawile, who is decently worse than mono Stuffle, but Darkrai is a little bit better than ABB Dratini. For coffee, Darkrai is worse than mono Charjabug, and it is just barely better than ABB Laren. Now keep in mind that you're going to have to get your Darkrai to level 60, which is going to be expensive on its own, and then also you're going to have to use the Eureka seeds to get the actual ingredient spread. And on that note, you're better off just hunting for the actual ingredient specialist who, might I add, you're going to evolve before level 60 and who are going to very much exceed Darkrai's production. Those of you who are running non-evolved Pokemon and took them all the way up to level 60, shout yourself out in the comments, because you're the kind of people who are insane playing Pokemon Sleep. And if you didn't already remember, Darkrai needs more candies and Dream Shards to get to level 60 than any other Pokemon in the game. Now, Darkrai's best ingredient list, if we were trying to do it from a very objective standpoint, would be 2 coffee in the first slot, 3 coffee in the second slot, and 5 fiery herbs in the third slot. That's because outside of making meals, if you were to put these in the pot, this is the highest quantity and max strength that the raw ingredients could provide. But realistically, the best ingredient spread for Darkrai is one that complements the meals that the rest of your team that you already have is making and that you're adding Darkrai to. You'll never want to be relying on Darkrai to be the one to bring you a particular ingredient. Let's just put it that way. Especially because re-rolling to get a particular set of ingredients on Darkrai is already going to be a pain, and as we already were kind of mentioning earlier but didn't outright say, you should be focusing on the sub-skills first, then on the ingredient list. Now maybe after you've gotten your 10, 25, and 50 sub-skills in place after 3 years, or I don't know how long it'll take you, you're then thinking, I'm gonna start using Darkrai on a team because it's really strong. Well, at that point you should at least unlock the level 30 ingredient, but I'd probably then use Eureka Seeds on 75 at least until Darkrai got to level 60, where I would unlock that slot. If you don't have the level 10, 25, and 50 subskills, or at least 2 of those in place, there's not really a reason to be running Darkrai, and so why would you need to unlock the ingredient slot at 30 until it's actually on your team? So once you're satisfied with the subskills and you've gotten Darkrai past level 30, sure, unlock that slot. And same goes for level 60. If you get it that high, you might as well unlock ingredients in that slot. But keep in mind that no amount of ingredient finder S or M is going to make Darkrai a great ingredient specialist for a mono option. And so sure, get the ingredients in a mix list. If you really want something from Darkrai for ingredient wise, like, I mean, go for it, but just know it's going to take you a long time to get there. And personally, if I was at that point in my Darkrai build, I would rather just get the ingredient slots unlocked if I was level 60, right? But then I would start rolling that 75, because it's probably going to take until my Darkrai gets to 75 for me to actually get it. Of course, follow your heart on all of this. Play how you want. It's Pokemon Sleep. You have years to get Darkrai right. The way I see it, it's going to take a minimum of 3 Eureka Seeds to make Darkrai useful. And that is if you get insanely lucky on those first 3 subskill rolls. And that will likely take 3 months or more to get. You may get a perfect Darkrai one day, or you may be stuck in an infinite loop of never getting anything useful in those subskills. And if that happens, you'll be spending a crazy amount of biscuits or waiting a very long time for the game to give it to you. And you're probably going to be tempted to use the biscuits, but let me give you this analogy. Every Darkrai catch is 25 Poke Biscuits. Okay, let's say it's 22 Poke Biscuits because you'll get the 3 for free when it shows up. But with 22 biscuits, you can catch a minimum of 4 other basic Pokemon who, if you catch them and they're useful, are useful immediately, versus Darkrai, who you would have to get lucky many times to get them to be useful. Personally, I'd rather just keep catching everything else. But don't let me tell you what to do. Follow your heart. I already said it. And while we transition into sleep research together, a special shout out and welcome to Oyster Shore and Charcerazard, our 2 newest channel members. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I'll also be making a visual reference about some of this Darkrai stuff to drop in the Discord. So another added benefit of joining as a channel member. For as low as $1 a month, you could be having a lot of fun with us. Happy screen time, and thank you for subscribing for Pokemon Sleep Road Tomfoolery. Thank you for... Oh, my good camp ticket. It's gone. I might use another one for the next week, but we should talk about that. Because I'm pretty sure that my good camp ticket didn't actually give me any Amber Canyon event spawns, and that's why I'm using it. So, like, is that just bad luck, or is that... like, does the boosted spawns not apply to it? So I had gone to Amber Canyon early, as you know, and my first spawn from the thing, the good camp ticket, was a Rufflet that was shiny. Looks really good in Amber Canyon. Now, I got a Toxel, I got a Chansey, who mega hit by the way. I got a Torchic, and a Natu, and a Swablu. I did not get Trapinch, and honestly, I wouldn't have, well, I mean, sure, Dwebble and Bagon, Biggin. Guys, if you're into pronouncing Pokemon names, go start your own YouTube channel, because this is the the fandom where pronunciation doesn't matter. Anyway, none of the new Pokemon came, even though I only really want Trapinch. And guys, can I just let me go show you this shiny Rufflet, because I'm sure some of you are like, what? I want to see that. And if you'd like to see some of my other catches from the week, I post my catches daily in my Discord, so come check it out there. And I've already transferred a bunch of stuff that I caught, but we'll look at this Rufflet. And it's not as good as the Braviary I caught when I was sitting next to Velociraptor, but level 75, this could be awesome. You know, maybe in 10 years we'll invest in a second one. But let me tell you guys about Trapinch a little bit here. ABB Trapinch, watch this. Ingredient Finder S, Helping Speed M, Ingredient Finding Up, Mild Nature. Super awesome Trapinch. That's ABB. But it barely provides any actual fiery herbs. If I go compare it to Dragonite, who obviously provides a ton of herbs, and I have a level 14 Ghastly in my box that if I ever leveled it up to 60 with mono herbs, and that Gengar would be better than this Flygon, and Gengar's not even really that good at herbs compared to Dragonite. Like, even though this is my third best option, it's still bad for my box. Maybe some of you need herbs and you're salivating at this. Well, in that case, go salivate at this one. Okay, not that one. This one. Because look, Helping Speed S, Inventory, Ingredient Finder S, and Mild Nature again. If we had just gotten the mono list, we didn't get it here. I haven't even seen a mono Trapinch, so that's what I'm really hoping that we can get today. It's been a good week at Amber Canyon. As you can see, we're nearing 3 million strength. We got lucky and we crit on breakfast and on dinner, so that pushed us up to Master 9, which is pretty good. I have to decide if I'm gonna use a good camp ticket. I'll be thinking about that after I hang up on you. Do we hang up on YouTube? What is this? Let's grab our daily gift in hopes that it's a biscuit that we can use today. And it's not. Not that we're really on a shortage of biscuits at the moment. And I haven't collected this all day today, so thank you to all of these people who typically I don't feature friend stuff on my channel that much, but you know, if you got something good, and thanks for sending me candy. And MetaMonkey, thank you for the more ingredients tickets. Is that what I just got? I wasn't looking that close. Okay, let's go review this sleep session. Where are you guys going next week? You gonna stick around at Amber Canyon? You going Greengrass Isle? You gonna go wild and go somewhere else because Trapinch kind of is bad? I mean, we need to get a mono one. That's the only thing we wanted anyway. But I also want a mono one that's good. So yeah, I'm thinking that I need to go get a Dedenne bad. I don't know if you guys, I already shouted out to Oyster Short a minute ago, but watching his channel makes me go, dang, I need a Dedenne. He's killing it. Whoa! We got Flygon up there. And so the other one must be Bygone. Is that how you pronounce it? Bygone? We got something new. Oh, well, obviously the Flygon is new. It's not shiny YouTuber luck, but it's Flygon, and probably a lot of people haven't gotten this yet, so congratulations to me. Thank you for celebrating this momentous occasion with me. What else we got? Ooh, Xatu. Future Sight Sleep. I bet that looks cool when it actually is animated. Does it have a bunch of stuff flying around behind him? What part of wiggling his toes is future sight? That's lazy. That could have been really cool. That's my opinion. But I actually blame Neroli for naming that future sight sleep when he could have named it like Xatu is boring sleep. Whoa. Did you guys see the Bulbasaur shadow? Oh, look, a couple of these have Bulbasaur shadows under them. Well, I saw it under Trapinch. Okay, well, we want Pumpkaboo. We had a one and done mine, and so we don't need that. I want Trapinch. We'll feed one biscuit to the Byagon. We'll feed, I think we'll get a great biscuit to feed to Pumpkaboo and just guarantee that catch. The question that I have is my next roll a mono list, or is my one after that roll a mono list? I would be happy to have it on either one of these. That's not how the game works, really. I don't think. It's not like it's on a seed or something, but all I know is that if we get a great Pumpkaboo right now, and we could have gotten a great Trapinch, that would be disappointing. Let's go for Pumpkaboo first. Okay. We're gonna get 2 catchers today, maybe 3 if we can get really lucky, and I really don't know how to say the blue guy's name with the shell head. Byagon. Okay, wait. If we're going to have to... How do I undo this? If we're going to give him a Poke Biscuit and a Premium Biscuit anyway, shouldn't I do the Poke Biscuit first in case it Mega hits? Oh man, good thing I did that. Because then we could use the Premium Biscuit on something else. But here we go. Now this will Mega hit. Oh good. Whew. We're good. No worries. Okay, let's see. We've got... Ooh, Befriending Badge. That's actually kind of disappointing when we want ingredient finding in the Subskills. Maybe we'll get a helping bonus mono one. Oh, wait, we already knew that was going to happen. I was hungry. Got excited there for a second. Okay, let's see. Nothing else was hungry. We'll come back and get back on another one when it's hungry. Feels like a waste to leave mine in when it's hungry. Was that the last one that did it? That's my good can't take it spawn. So I didn't get any this week. I guess we still have tomorrow because even though my rental ended... Sorry about that. Are you guys okay? Even though my rental ended, I have my Pokemon Go Plus Plus asleep over here by me. And I did start it on time before the stuff, so... Sorry if anybody's really looking for this guy and is going to be sad that I'm leaving it. I don't know, should I? I mean, guys, for the content, look, I haven't even bought any of these biscuits yet. So, like, I mean, I technically maybe didn't even need to buy that because this could big hit here. We're going to do this because I'm with you guys and it's more fun. Although, he's probably going to be all full because he was staring at these biscuits for... Oh, phew. Oh my gosh, this Pokemon Sleep is stressful, okay? Yeah, also, I didn't say it earlier, but like, is anybody actually using Darkrai? Is anybody trying to put stuff into a Darkrai? Like, tell me how your Eureka Seeds have gone. I actually haven't even used my very first Eureka Seed yet. I'm kind of thinking I'll just do it later. Okay, we gotta send out the Flagon to brag, right? Boom! Enjoy this picture of Flagon surrounded by flowers, sleeping next to the wooden post that I always associate with Greengrass Isle. Okay, also, you'll notice that we were here in the daytime of Amber Canyon when we clearly started the video in the night, and we're going back to the night. And what do you say we just review the Pokemon here today? Adamant. Well, if it's gonna be anything, it's gonna need a mint. Oh, why? Guys. It's, well, like, I kind of want it to have great Subskills. Doesn't have Berry Finding S, doesn't have Skill Level Up him. Okay, if this has Ingredient Finder S that can be upgraded at level 50, then this is a future mint candidate. Whew, it doesn't. Okay. It's yeah, it's not going to be better than a recent Mono Pumpkaboo that I caught. Whew, that was close. Oh, stressful. Why was that so stressful? It was stressful because that was the monolith. This, I don't know what Gentle is. Please give us a monolith. We haven't seen it. Freaking another ABB, and it's probably going to be great. Gentle's not great, right? Ingredient Finder S, helping bonus. This, usable. If only I needed another ABB option on Trapinch. Jeez. That's just so stupid. I am cursed, okay? I am not gonna ever see Mono Avocado. I should just give up. Okay, well now I know what Gentle Nature is. Its main skill chance up. We've got here, let's see. Ingredient Finder, Helping Speed, Berry Finding S and Helping Speed together is better. I mean, this is gonna be the best bagging that I'm gonna find for a long time, probably. So I should have started. Whoops. All right, well, let's do this again sometime. Happy researching.